This video brought to you by our frequent flyer subscribers. If you would like to support the channel, please consider joining our frequent flyer program at twitch.tv/NovaWing24.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to take two of tonight's broadcast. Apparently, technology. Today has not been my day. I'll be honest here, guys. Today has not been a fantastic day for me today. So hello, welcome to the stream. Straight later, hello. Hopefully, people did not get too lost by that. It's been a rough day. So, I'm looking forward to doing some flying with you guys tonight. No, we don't need a Squawk 7500. That is okay tonight. We don't have any 7500 Squawks required tonight. Hello, welcome, Braytech Work Australia. Got the T-shirt. Hello. It kind of started off okay, and then it went downhill very quickly. But that's okay. We're here now amongst some fabulous friends and fellow aviators, so that's always a good thing. Thunderbolt, hello. Yeah, yay! Yay! You're gonna hear at the start of the stream. Yay! That's gonna be awesome. Major Ross, hello. Well, we're getting there. The night's getting started there. Black Wolves, welcome back to the stream. Great to see you guys. You won't ask, yeah, don't. Don't. Right, okay, so guys, as you may have seen from the title tonight, what I was originally sort of thinking of is gone. So what we're going to do is, tonight's going to be your choice. So this is community choice night tonight. So please, if there's somewhere that you want to go, please propose the flight using your frequent flyer miles here in the channel, and let's see where we can go tonight, because I'm looking forward to see where you guys come up with. So this one is all over to you guys tonight. So I'll give you guys. I'm going to sip my coffee. I'm going to rearrange my chair while you guys put your requests in, and then we'll sift through them and we'll go through and we'll get started. All about the Rays. Vancouver's always a good. It's the Canadian wilderness is always going to be a popular place for me. I've always going to love anywhere in Canada or Alaska. I'll always love going to. Albury, okay, cool. Thank you for 60 headphones. Thank you very much. I love my little headphones, my kitsunis. They're awesome. Also, we've sort of started figuring out some of the programming of it. I've got to say actually that I'm now that I've got the now that I have the software installed and running, like I'm happy with it. However, what I'm not happy with is I'm not happy with the Streamer Companion app that Razer do, because it's really not that great. I'm actually just going to quickly turn off, because I was messing around with some stuff earlier today that you might while I quickly turn this off, you might figure out what I might have been doing today. So I'm very unimpressed with the Streamer Companion app from Razer. I'm very unimpressed by it, because you can't have a background effect, cause I really like the breathing effects that you can get through RGBs. I really like those, but you can't have them if you're using the streamer stuff. So, like, for example, there's an add-on from Razer where, when you guys follow or subscribe or cheer or basically just be good humans here in the chat, it'll actually sort of light up and react with that. Unfortunately, though, if you use those options, you can't have these background calming environmental effects, and that's really disappointing. So I'm really gonna be like, WTF Razer, like seriously, like you've got all these amazing apps and APIs here, but why is that not a thing with you guys? We've got a few coming through here. That's good. Thank you for the host, Zagan Squad and Captain Fingerpaint. Thank you very much for the host, guys. Great to have you here. Oh yeah, Okinawa. Let's go. Because that was actually one of the flights I was thinking of doing tonight, so that could be cool there. I there are a couple of mods. I've got Giovatsky Designs' Warsaw Airports. I haven't installed these though, so I do have a couple that are sitting there. I haven't installed them yet though. So I have Giovatsky's Warsaw Airports. I currently have as well. I also randomly I have $20 worth of Xbox Store credit that expires at in next week. So I got to figure out what to buy with it. So I'm gonna figure out what to do with that credit this week. So I'm debating whether I buy it or use an add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator because I'm really liking the look of Kden. Or whether I buy it, or whether I go somewhere completely left field, completely leave Flight Sim behind, and because I loved Halo Wars back in the day, and I'm like, oh, do I buy Halo Wars or not? I don't know. Harbour Bridge and Sydney Tower worth getting. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. XWB, hello, welcome to the stream. No, you've missed me having a bad day. So this is community choice night tonight. Please, we're just going through. A few people are starting to suggest airports and places they'd like to fly tonight. So feel free to use your frequent flyer miles and lodge your request for where you'd like to fly to tonight. The Halo games. I remember playing Halo 1 on PC back in the day. Back when Microsoft games, made for PC. Made games for PC. So I remember playing Halo 1 on PC, Halo 2 on PC, and then being devastated when they said that was the last of the Halo franchise that was going to be put onto PC. Because although I have an Xbox, it's just... I am part of the PC master race. I am part of the PC master race. I fully respect our console cousins, and I have an Xbox, and I love playing Ace Combat on Xbox. But fundamentally, I'm a PC guy. So when I saw the Master Chief Collection is available, and now I keep eyeing that off too. It's like, oh, do I go grab the Master Chief Collection because it could be there? Oh, so it is on Game Pass. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, see, I think I'm just gonna buy that. I wonder if I can buy a multi-month subscription worth of Game Pass using my $20 because that'll give me 4 months worth. There you go. I haven't played it yet because of this. It is a bit like that, isn't it? Okay, let's have a look and see where we've suggested so far tonight. So it looks like we've got a local one in the form of Albury. So that would be... Now I've got to remember the ICAO. Oh, mate. Okay. Now, last time I flew into Albury was IRL, and I flew in on an ERJ 145 back in the day. What's nearby in the car? Oh, we could do Wangaratta. It could be fun. Alright, so we got Albury. What else has been suggested? We've got what else have we got? CYVR, Vancouver International. There's always always a lot happening around this area, which is such a beautiful part of the world as well. Especially sort of going in and out of the fields, so you use it as a launch place to go, a launch pad to head off into the fields up here as well. I really love the fact that each one of those dots represents airports, and you also have city lights and stuff superimposed on this map as well. This global map is so cool. I think it could do with this filter where you could put state or at least country lines on. That could be kind of cool. Or even in Flight Sim World, where they had vector data with road and rail data on there. That could be cool. Alright, what else has come through so far? I'm using my because maybe I'll do that. I have seen the A320 Neo Community Project. I have seen that. It is intriguing me. But yeah, it does mean, yeah, it does seem to add a lot of functionality that a lot of the community is asking for. As I said, like, I think that the A320neo as it is sufficient for me. But you never know. We may try it out at some point in the future. You never know. Mr. Wookie, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Oh, that's nice, Kiwi. No, that's nice. Well, we'll see what we do. Actually, we'll see what we do. As soon as look, I'll get a RT6 Cooper. It's 11. Hello, welcome to the stream. Okay, what else do we have here? So we also have and we've got Okinawa. So let's have now Okinawa. Actually, I think. Kadena. Okay, so Okinawa is. Don't take this as gospel, but currently I am considering possibly doing. Because if we do live weather, let me just lighten that up for a minute here. Because of this, that's rapidly approaching, Japan and Okinawa, we may have an impromptu stream some point tomorrow. I don't know when. Don't hold me to this. Please do not hold me to this. This may or may not happen. But we may do a typhoon hunting stream tomorrow. I said, do not quote me on this, do not guarantee me, but keep your notifications turned on and keep an eye on my Twitter account in case we do go for that, because as I said, it's not a guarantee yet, but it is a possibility that we may do a typhoon hunting stream tomorrow. But let me actually just quickly check something. Check my little global meta. See, that's updated recently. Yeah, so we won't be doing it. Yeah, so we won't do it tonight, but there is a possibility that we may go typhoon hunting tomorrow. We'll see. Don't quote me, but we may. So I was doing a Melbourne. I do know there's a Melbourne City Manila pack going through. There's a couple of others as well. There's there's a couple for the US as well. I want to say there's another UK one coming out as well at some point as well. Scooty Pie 1, hello, welcome to the stream, great to see you. Mate J Marley, thank you for the follow, welcome to the crew, great to have you on board. Yeah, as I said, don't quote me just yet, guys, but yeah, we may do that tomorrow. We may do, because it's still a few hundred nautical miles offshore. It's still about 100 nautical miles offshore, I think, at the moment. Because if we go to the eye, like, we're still looking at about 300 nautical miles at the moment. So we're still sitting 200, 300 nautical miles at the moment. So it's a little far, but I think tomorrow we will probably swing by. So, as I said, I may or may not do it. I have other things that I have to do in the world, so it may or may not happen, but we'll see. Anyway, sorry, but out of all those tonight, I think I kind of am feeling a little. I feel bad because I'm an Australian, and then I've very much neglected flying in Australia lately. So I'm thinking that we should go and have a look at Albury. So let's bring that one up. Now the question is, do we want to have that as our arrival or our destination? You know what, let's swap those. Oh, that wasn't right. And let's set... Let's have a look at Wangaratta. What's at Wangaratta? So we can either go Wangaratta or maybe Tamworth. Tamworth might be a bit far. So let's go... Oh, let's do Temora, because Temora is the home of an aviation museum. So let's start at Temora. So let's go ramp. So I'm going to start at ramp 22. Now, what should we fly? So that's 102 nautical miles. So we're not doing that in the CTSL. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Vash, is that yeah, I think we may. I'm conscious that it is Father's Day, so I don't want to tear people away from their families. So that was the other reason I was taking it off today, but taking tomorrow off. But as I said, but we'll either do it tomorrow or we'll do it Monday. We'll see. We'll see how we go. Wait, is it Father's Day in America on Sunday as well? I know it is in Australia, but I can never remember whether Australia and America have the same public holiday, because sometimes they have the same celebration holidays and sometimes they don't. I'm never quite sure. But we'll see. Did the new patch come out? So there was a patch that came out a couple of days ago that did actually get released a couple of days ago, but there is another one that's sort of ghosting and sitting there, and there's another big one they've got planned for the near future. Father's Day in the US is June. Right, okay, right. Because I was trying to remember... Excuse me, I was trying to remember that because my kids are American. And I remember that they wished me a happy Father's Day, but I knew it wasn't in September. Because I always remember September's Father's Day because for being British Australian. That was it's always Father's Day is always in September, but yeah, in America it's somewhere else of the year. So thanks for letting me know after this Scooper. Just here, yeah, the US was earlier this year. Yeah, that's right. That's cool. Awesome. Okay. All right. Let's have a look here. So we've got 100 nautical miles to go. What haven't we flown? What haven't we flown? I just think we haven't actually flown the Baron yet. It's funny because the Baron has the same cruise speed as the Bonanza, and it is literally is twice the engine power. All right, so I think we do the we'll do the Baron today. Mate Mail, hello. Yeah, so as I said, so with our community here, so welcome, as I said before, welcome to the community, welcome to the crew. With our crew for aircraft and with airport requests for all of our Microsoft Flight Sim streams, you can use your frequent flyer miles to request aircraft or to request airports or to request both. So please make those requests, and we lodge them through the system. If for any reason we don't get to your request during the stream, then we will refund your points, so you can ask it again in a future stream. So thanks very much and welcome aboard. Rockview, hello. And actually, you're right. We did fly a twin, didn't we? We flew the DA62, didn't we? So we have flown twin props before. But yeah, we haven't flown the Baron. At least I don't remember flying the Baron, which is probably more to the point. So let's go the Baron tonight. So get our registration set up. Now I've also just realised I need to plug my yoke in. So let's do that. So we're going through to... So we're doing... Let's have a look here. So let me check out this little thing here. Nightbot. There we go. There we go. Okay. Alright, so let me just set all the information for you guys. 1400. Flying from Yankee Tango Echo Mike to Yankee Mike Alpha Yankee. Cruise speed 150. Let's go 160 knots. And we're doing the Baron. Or Bonanza if you don't have the Baron. It helps if I can spell Bonanza, doesn't it? Okay, there we go. All right. So for anybody wanting to, yeah, that's it. Yeah, it is in the deluxe. So your other option is the Bonanza if you don't have the Baron, folks. So if you are wanting to join us in the flight tonight, as I said, everybody's more than welcome to. Please to grab all the details that you need. Type in !flight in the chat there, and that will give you all the information that you need. And in the meantime, I just need to reach over and plug my yoke back in, so I get to shuffle my controls around here. You get to see me neatly, well, not I was about to say neatly moving things around, but I'll be honest, I'm not neat. I get the job done. I don't necessarily, I'm not necessarily the neatest person for that one, but we make sure that things get done and get done safely. We always make sure that things are done safely. All right. You know, these honeycomb yolks, I tell you what, they're solid. I will give them that. You definitely know you got a yoke. One of the things that I have decided that I'm going to be needing to, I need to invest in a new gaming chair. Because the biggest issue that this chair has, as many of you probably have noticed, not only do I have to wedge it into place, but also you probably noticed me lean back a lot of the time, so the actual sort of bit that stops it leaning back is busted. So whenever I'm pushing down on the brakes, okay, my chair doesn't move because I'm wedged in place, but I end up pushing myself and leaning back, which is always rather awkward. So I need to do something about that. All right, let's go through here. Let's go into fly. So as I said, guys, everybody is more than welcome to join. Please use !flight to get all the information that you need to be able to join in the flight today. And let's get started. I'm going to screw everything into place. Bearing screws, it's going to be doing around about 170 knots. 160 to 170 knots will be our target speed today. It's been a hot minute since I've started a Baron, so I'm pretty sure we should be able to get this one. I can just never get over how efficiently that Microsoft actually have all the controls, like, or not the controls, all the textures. So the way they handle all the way the sim handles all the texture loads is really, really impressive. Okay, so I need to change this to twin piston. It's been a hot minute. Okay, so we need to unlock those controls. Twin piston, expand, collapse all. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, AP set, decrease flaps, increase spoilers. Yeah, all good. Don't really need those. Gear, mixture axis for both engines is there. Throttles on that one, so we have to manually control the prop. Okay, that's fine. All right, that is good. All right. Look here, so. Okay, yeah, job done, but not necessarily cleanly. We get the job done safely, but we just cleanly, not necessarily. Okay, let's run through our proper checklists tonight, and put these to save my eye strain tonight. All right. All right. Parking brake is set, throttle levers set to idle, prop RPM levers set to max, condition levers set to full rich, battery master switch is set to on, alternator switch set to on, fuel selectors, where are the fuel selectors in this one? Okay, here we go, fuel selectors. On. Right throttle lever full open. Prop RPM full, condition level full rich, fuel boost pump, which should be, where's my fuel boost pumps? Boost pump on, flow peaked and off. Okay, throttle slightly cracked. Right engine set to start. RPMs, wind them back, looking good. Oil pressure is good. Left engine to start. Nice and even, sitting on idle. Alright, we are good. Okay, avionics buses 1 and 2 are on. Alright, I may or may not have forgotten to put my strobe light and my beacon light on before we started the that process there. So we're just going to forget about that. Okay, so finally let's set up pitot heat. Make sure stall warning heat is prop heat. Pitot heat is on. Sync off. Good to go. Fuel vent is fine. Air conditioning, we don't need those. Fuel pumps are good. Fuel flow is good. Alright, after starts, avionics master switches are on. Lights as required. Parking brakes are released. Okay, alright, this is looking good. Alright, so we are, looks like we are pretty much pretty much dead calm winds here at the moment, which is always good. So let's taxi out. What runway should we use tonight? Let's have a look. Well, pretty much we might use just 3.6, I think, because it is we've got very calm conditions here. Let's take advantage of them, shall we? Alright, and parking brake is released. We'll try not to run the pushback guy over. We're probably going to take him out with the wing. Sorry about that. I can only imagine how many poor pushback people have been murdered in or decapitated by various virtual aviators since this sim has come to life in the last few weeks. Very handsome diamond there, sitting there waiting to join us. We'll taxi out onto 3.6. Do essentially almost a midfield, well, not quite a midfield, but definitely won't have to go all the way, we won't track all the way back before our takeoff today. Alright, we'll let everybody taxi out and join us that's coming out. Please feel free to take the runway, folks. As I said, we'll do a quick little circuit over to Mora here before we head out. We'll probably stick fairly low. I think we'll probably stand around about 3,000-4,000 feet. I think we won't go too high, so we can make the most of this wonderful Australian scenery while we are flying through it. always good to get the family stuff before we go. Christian Rose, hello. CPU usage in the sim, so pretty good. I haven't been keeping a huge amount of track on it. Other than that, my system is stable. That's probably the basic thing. So I don't, and I've talked about this before on some of my other streams. Is that I don't chase numbers, because I find that you end up chasing something that you can never attain. I'm aiming for a stable, seamless experience. So for me, that means that I don't necessarily chase numbers. If I see stutters and frame issues, then absolutely I'll sort of take note of what's causing that and do some investigation. But otherwise, I will happily, as long as it's running fine and my computer's not dying, then I'm good. All right. 1 notch flaps. Brakes are off. Throttle up, and let's depart. For anybody who's loading in, you're more than welcome to load in or spawn in the air behind us and join us on this little trip today. Gear up, flaps up. I feel like this aircraft is a little overpowered. I'm not sure. I don't have time in a Baron, but I feel like it's a little overpowered. Let's do a left-hand quick circuit over here. As long as there's no smoke coming out of the PC. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how I feel sometimes. So is it, Temora is a fascinating airfield because it's a former Australian Air Force station training base and is home to a large collection of warbirds at the moment that I want to say are privately owned, the Temora collection. So you hear a lot of, so basically if you ever go to any air shows in Australia and you sort of see things, sort of older aircraft flying around, then that often you'll find that they'll actually sort of be based out of the Temora field. So that's why it's a bit interesting for me. It was cool that this airfield was relatively close to Albury, so we can use it as our start point tonight. Oh, that's not good, Rockview. What do you keep doing on these takeoffs, Rockview? What are you doing? I do like the fact that they've got the they've got the grass crosswind strip models. That's kind of cool. All right. It's only the first one that went bad. That's okay. That's okay. It's not a landing, so you know we'll count that as a mulligan for you. We'll do that. All right. There's a bit of a. We might just shoot off the GPS track here for a second and go through the town here. So I'm curious to see how they display these sort of rural country towns, because we've seen before in other areas of the world that we've visited over the last few streams how the Black Shark AI looks at things and how when it builds the auto-gen models for the area they're in, they take on the feeling like they actually look like they belong to the actual region. And looking here, I think they've captured that as well in Australia as well. Though I think perhaps the river masking might need a bit of help, but the buildings definitely look like they belong in a regional Australian town, that is for sure. Pause and landing, you can take off landing. Well, you know, landing is always another question. That's okay, Braytake, as long as you get it down. You know, if you've paid for the whole runway, and you know, you can always use the whole runway. Interesting. We got the that would be the local racetrack. I am betting for the horse racing. I can almost guarantee that's what that is. All right, let's wander on towards there. If you get the plate, absolutely right. As the instructor in the sim tells, what is it? The instructor in the sim says, any landing where you can walk away from, and the you can use the aeroplane again the next day is a good landing. You can do a flapless takeoff with the Baron and the Bonanza, because they are powerful enough that they don't really need it. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. There, XCB, that is correct. It is does break Casa Regs, unless you're a rotary winged craft, in which case that they are allowed to be below 800 feet AGL. Let me have a look at this, because I haven't programmed this one for a little bit. So we should be able to go. Let me have a look here. Watch my synthetic vision.
Beechcraft Alpha 24, contact Melbourne Center on 119.5.
Where did my altitude?
119.5 for Beechcraft Alpha 24. Melbourne Center, Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24, 1,500 feet. Beechcraft November Oscar Victor Alpha 24, Melbourne Center, continue as planned.
Okay, let's go with maybe altitude hold. There we go, and do nav holds. Now we keep an eye on these throttles and these power settings today. Now we should be able to bring back RPMs significantly at the moment. Now that we're sort of settling into a more stable flight setup, or flight component of our flight component. Now we'll bring the mixture back a little bit as well. So wind that back while we're in the cruise. We can sort of venture around this bit low, and I think I'm just checking out here. I think that that's the baro pressure, radios. I think they've not modelled the altitude selector on the G1000 here. That's rather awkward. Yeah, that's where it should be. That's where the altitude adjustment knob should be. That's awkward. I have to lodge a ticket for that one. So it's well, yes, it's my first time flying this airframe, and it's that's a bit awkward. I went to set my altitude, and I'm like, that's awkward. That's not there. Flies risking its resident maniac. We are risking a resident person who's looking for to to press the edges of drifting physics. I don't know. Maybe they will. I mean, it would probably take a different set of aerodynamics that they'd have to put in. So it'd be interesting to see if they do bring it in. One of the great things about Microsoft Flight Simulator, though, and the whole family of the Sims, is that somebody somewhere will want to bring it in. So the community will come together and make it happen in some way, would be my guess. Which would be an exciting thing to see. See the community come together and do that. That would be awesome. Just above this 2 bottom push buttons. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about the caps. Did I miss that there? I thought sorry. Just above 2 bottom buttons on the right. Let's have a look. It's probably staring me in the face, and I'm completely... Ah, there it is. It's right there. No? Okay, no. I thought it was right there in the center. No, okay. No, is that... Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, that's the vertical speed adjustments. Yeah, that's right. Because that's where it should be in G1000, like on the actual real-life unit. It should be there. Is where the adjustment's made, or you program one of the navigation ones to have a dual purpose use as that. So, that's a little bit odd. So we'll have to manually adjust if we do need to change our altitude. Sometimes it's interesting, like driving through, like I remember driving through this area part of town, so I've driven through this part of Australia, as well as flown over it many times, and it's interesting sometimes in that, in some ways it can remind me of parts of the US as well, where spending parts of the rural areas where, and Vash, you'll probably speak to this as well, where you have long stretches of road where it'll be nothing but you and maybe the occasional road train, and it'll be funny because often your journey would be broken up by seeing a farmer or property owner nearby using a helicopter to actually either muster cattle or actually sort of go and check out their property. Seeing aircraft operating at a low level is actually not very... I wouldn't say it's common, but it's not uncommon either. But just sometimes the monotony of driving these distances can sometimes be just painful. But I love how this really is embodying far better than any of the other Sims I've experienced in here. Really sort of speaking to the feeling that you get when you look out of the car window, for example, and you just see this unending, sort of gently rolling terrain, but the unending terrain, the unending expanse of terrain that is part, Australia or parts of rural Michigan and things like that as well. It's just an amazing part about that. Osfly, hello. US don't have, really? They don't have road trains? I thought that they, of all people, would have road trains. I thought that would have been like an almost a guarantee that they would have had road trains. Why is that not working for me tonight? Sorry guys, I'm just going to check something why my screenshot tool is not working for me tonight. Very random. Anyway. Yeah, only the helis a few times. Yeah, say there's I've seen them sort of, while I've been driving and seen them overhead, not necessarily been in the helis myself. But it's one of those things that you always sort of note when you observe them after driving for so long. loving this little bit of community there. Now, I just heard my GPWS give me a bit of a notification. We should probably check what our synthetic vision is telling us at the moment. We should be clear at the moment, so 1500 feet, but it looks like we're pushing the old AGL detection though. But we will have some mountains coming up before we hit Albury, so we will have to keep an eye out for those. Got a new SSD for the sim. Oh, trust me, it adds up like there's no tomorrow. Considering that the base sim is 100 gig, is over 100 gig. To put that into perspective, a legacy sim like Prepared, for example, the base install for that is only 25 gig. And then many of us put on, 100 gig of add-ons afterwards. I basically have prior to my upgrading to my current setup, I would have essentially a 1 terabyte drive SSD, or either hard drive or eventually an SSD, assigned just simply to each sim. Now I run a couple of different 2 terabyte SSDs. And I get a couple of sims on each drive now, but it's yeah, you're right, it does build up very, very quickly. I'll do a bit of hand flying for a moment. Trim that out a little bit. Now, where are... There we go. Always going to be aware of your... don't get too heads down on the instruments, or you'll lose your situational awareness, as they always call it during your training. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely no adjustment knob for setting that the altitude. That's as I said, I can see it right where it should be. That is such an ironic. I can't believe they actually missed that. That is one of those few things that it's kind of like, and it is little details like that where I sort of go, how did that get through QA? Like, how did we miss that? And but I suppose part of it is also, how did we as a, I also admittedly, I said I didn't see this during the beta, so so this wasn't one of the aircraft that I had during the beta. Let's go. I'm going to set that one to crossfeed. Oh, and those information ones are backwards. Right, and the information things on that one are backwards. Right, okay. So I guess I've got a support ticket to raise tonight after the end of this flight. So this has been a very useful experimental flight tonight. We've got a couple of issues with Aaron. Yeah, that's absolutely right, and that's part of what we need to make sure that we as a community do. That we sort of go, okay, that was a bit silly of them to not include that, but we make sure that we also don't just talk about it in Facebook groups. That we actually sort of lodge that with the devs and be like, hey guys, FYI, you might want to fix that. Yeah, exactly. That's why that's why I know that's where I know where it should be, because the G1000 that's in the Bonanza has the altitude selector there, and there's another one with the same G1000. The 172 has its altitude selector there as well. definitely thinking. Oh, the caravan. Yeah, I did. You're absolutely right. I think that's the thing, is that like a lot of things in life, there just aren't enough hours in the day to do what we all want to do as well. Now there should be. There's a regional strip just off. Oh yeah, there it is. Over there in the distance there, one of those, one of the bush strips. Yeah, we should be on a GPS direct course. We've still got about 60 nautical miles to go today. Yeah, before this, we're flying the Bonanza for Alex to fly. Yeah, how is Alex's flight going? I hope his flight is going well. I know he's being tempted with the he's doing the around the world with a single piston. Very, very impressive. Might nudge the cruise speed up to probably around about. Let's have a look at our manifold pressure at the moment. 35 on our manifolds, 25, 40 on our RPMs. What I do is we might reset our AP onto 2000. Rather, we'll stab the altitude button as we pass through about 2000 and hope it takes. $2100 is near enough. Okay, and then we'll go into nav. I think the autopilot is definitely very aggressive. I think that might be one of the things that does throw a few people, is that the AP when it kicks on is far more aggressive than I've found with actual Garmin units. So I'm wondering if that's what's throwing a lot of people when. I mean, we've seen it on the stream here where the APs try to kill us. I think some of the other less serious cases I've heard of, I think might be the fact that the AP here seems to be a lot more aggressive with the way it kicks in, and it does throw, like even through me just then, I was like, that was far more aggressive than I was anticipating that AP to kick in at. And I know the bugs. Did quote the full 4 legs. It'll be through. He's at Cam 5. Nice. When are they going to fix it? Well, hopefully soon. Oh, we have a generic twin with us tonight. Wonder what that might be. To figure out what's happening with my overlays tonight. So that is working. Okay. Let's try. Figure that out off stream, I think. Unfortunately, I won't end up with any beautiful screenshots from this flight tonight, because it seems my Nvidia Shadow Play is not doing any screenshots tonight, which is most upsetting. Very, very sad there. Dread Midas, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. We are having a bit of a relaxing stream tonight, cruising at some low altitude. In Barrens down in Australia today. Or tonight, that's what we're attempting tonight. Because I'm going to, yeah, as I said, while this AP's on, let me try and figure out what's going on with my, what is happening with this. Let's have a look. What am I looking for today? Alright, has anybody ever used the Nvidia Ansel before? Just out of curiosity? Anybody use that? Look, gallery, graphic scene. Yeah, it should be working. Very odd how that's at least some people have never heard of it. Yeah, that's weird. Dreminders, thank you very much for the ears. No, but they do light up, so my Kitsune ears do light up. Let's try this. Okay, apparently that doesn't work because the game's not supporting it. That's weird. Well, let me see if it is taking screenshots and it's just not telling me. Let's have a look at that. It is not. It is my Nvidia GeForce is not. Software is not loving me tonight. I am definitely still having technical issues tonight. That is a bit of a shame. So I'm going to be screenshotless tonight, which is such a shame because it is such a wonderful flight to be able to get some great screenshots on tonight with everybody here in Barrens tonight. It's just been such a great set of screenshots to get. Well, I'm going to have to rely on everybody else here. If you do ever grab screenshots, or if you want to share any of the things that you capture from InSim, don't forget that we have a dedicated channel for that over on our Discord that you can join. And feel free to join as a member of our community here. And we look forward to seeing and sharing your experiences there. Windows print screen. Yeah, but then that captures all 3 of my monitors, and I have to post-process that afterwards. And I'm not lying. I'm feeling super lazy about that tonight. You just noticed the ears. So, yes, my ears. So this was. I have to say thank you very much to everybody on the stream because this was the birthday present for everybody here. Thank you for it. So they arrived yesterday, right before the stream kicked off yesterday. So they got their first outing on stream yesterday. And they are back here again tonight. They are a regular feature now. So Nova Wing 24 streams now with more Kitsune throughout now. So yes. It even moved. Nice. Unfortunately, these ones do not move. Unfortunately, these ones, but they do. The lighting is controllable, and the lighting does. I've set the lighting up to breathing. Shabbat Windows print screen. It really has not been a great day. As I said, it's just been one of those days where I'm just like, God, I'm not going to say that everything's gone wrong because not everything has, but it's definitely not been a successful day. Let's just put it that way. So it's been challenging. So that's why I'm sort of like, okay, I'll sort of handing this stream over to you guys a little bit tonight. Okay. Tell me where to fly. Let's go fly somewhere cool. And let's enjoy a bit of time together doing this one today. So I'm just going to go through here. I'll lift stuff from the VOD later. We'll do that. But just for Mr. Wookiee, I probably, you know what? Just for the Wookiee, because we all know that the Wookiee has to win. So it's Windows print screen. Hey, okay, right. Let me do that on my little one over this side. Where is it? There it is. Okay, there we go. It's a really nice. That was actually really nice pass there of the diamond sort of just gently sort of sliding under the wing there. That was actually quite good. Linking the color to the CPU temperature. I don't know. That could be cool. That could be a cool thing to do. I'd have to check the Razer app and see what it is, because the Razer actually have an API, an open API, that you can hook into for their stuff. And funnily enough, I found out, not that I can use that because I'm in a rental, but if and when Rakina and I finally get together, and well, not if, but when we finally get together and we get a place together, we'll totally get smart lighting, and I could totally do that, couldn't I? We could get a stream room going together, so we could have a stream session together, and I could have the entire, if the lighting is Philips, apparently the Philips lighting will link in with Razer Chroma's applications, so you can actually control an entire room or an entire house worth of lighting from your app. That's kind of cool. So Wookie Raz and no things, yes. That is excellent, Mr. Wookie. I would hope, Mr. Ozfire, that my CPU would not be off the scale red, because I've got liquid cooling, so I'm really hoping it would not be off the scale red, because then I would definitely be doing something wrong if that were the case. I do love this drone camera mode. Also, I appreciate the fact that they've actually sort of done. They have definitely improved the drone camera from when it was first sort of kicking around in the alpha, because the alpha one was notoriously unreliable for going sort of randomly, sort of leaving you behind and spearing to its maximum sort of distance and being dragged along right along. Your power. I probably should be, yes, but that's okay. Awesome. Hello, good morning, good morning, good evening, welcome wherever you are in the world. You're here in Australia. I'm going to go take a sip of my coffee, and we're going to start that introduction again. How about we do that? Mr. Ozfightsima, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Yes, a non-TBM flight. We are trying the Baron because I wanted to try the Baron because the Baron is a cool airplane. I have a lot of cool memories from the Legacy. It still feels weird calling Prepared a Legacy sim, like, not gonna lie. But I have a lot of good experiences from sort of flying the Barons, both the Carinato one and the default FX one. In all the Legacy sims. So I wanted to give it a try, and I haven't flown it yet in the new sim. And we found out there's some bugs with this one. Like, for example, we are missing a fairly important autopilot control from the the G1000. We learnt that one so far today. Also, we've learnt that I'm a very technically challenged simmer tonight, because it's been a rough day. And normally I use Nvidia GeForce for taking my screen caps while I'm streaming, and it is not working for me tonight at all. It's really frustrating. But otherwise, my cat is. My cat is. Yes, it's like it's, as I said, like Nova Win 24 streams now with more Kitsune is what it is now. Need put a green screen in as well. Razors, very razory. Yeah, look, we did, because the other option we had for the ears, the Kitsune ears, we had the option of getting the black ones or with the pink ones. And I'm sorry, but I really love the pink ones, so we totally got the pink ones. That's what we got. Yeah, I was going to say, pretty much, yeah, there's not a lot of traffic down here. The only traffic you're flying down at where we are is you might see the occasional Robinson R22 or R44. Otherwise, all the traffic's going to be way above us. That is absolutely right there. No worries, Paul. We'll see you soon. Kiwi, thank you very much for the hydrate. I should probably put some H2O in my caffeine system. If vertical speed will do the job, well, you know, maybe not. Missing expression that the easy way difference cubs will never catch up. Alrighty. I think we might be going to touch a fairly low against this one here. There we need to play this stream. Let me quickly check out the. Ooh, look at that. That is so cool. Alright, I'm really hoping that this Windows print screen option is working for these screenshots as well. That is really, this is one of the things I love so much about flying here with everybody here, is the fact we get to share these experiences together. Like, it is so cool that we get to do that. Alright, so we're not quite as low as I thought we were, because I thought we might have a bit of issues with this ridge, but we should be fine. It should be all good. If Cubs in flu mode, it's slew mode. So the patch has been, as I said, this is only my second flight since the patch. And the patch for me has been great. I have not had any issues. We've had a couple of people in the chat here over the last couple of days who've said they've had a couple of issues, but overall, I mean, for me, I definitely haven't had any issues so far for me. Just getting that bounce from that ridge lift as we've gone going over here, which is a great experience. Yeah, so I'm not really sure about what's sort of going through that one as well. Oh, I have to go down and look at my shadow. Okay, 1 second, let's have a look there. I was going to say, I'm not sure the shadows, my shadows, you know, my shadow's there, my shadow was there in front of me this time rather than behind me. Because we are flying mid-afternoon here. Cluster of 4 shadows. Ah, yes. It is great being able to have all that together, so hopefully everybody closing up neat, it does look good. Well, let's see if we can capture that. There we go. So we'll see if we can get we should have a bit of open terrain coming up ahead of us. We'll get a nice shot of that very shortly there, Aladdin. That's a great call out there. Thank you very much for that. ShareX is good. Okay, alright. There's a couple of things that have been gone through. I need to have a look for that, so which should be good. Well, we'll look for some new different screenshot applications. So thanks for the suggestions there for that one, ShareX. So yeah, apparently, yeah, talking to a few people with some Connect Pro. Actually, I should check that actually out because that was also Aladdin. I just looked there and I did see the 4 shadows there on the ground. That is really cool to see. You are absolutely right. Let me check the little nav map connection here. So it's showing 3 knots out of the south. Let me have a look at. Let's have a look at the inbuilt. Because the one thing I've noticed is that, yeah, okay. So a weird little bug that I've seen. It's not a Microsoft bug. This one's it's with little nav map. Is that little nav map has the weather that it shows in little nav map. It's actually 180 degrees reversed. So the wind direction that it shows in little nav map is actually opposite to what it is in the sim. It's a little bit weird, a little bit kind of cool. Now I'm trying to remember the approaches into Avalon, into Albury. So remember, it was a fascinating approach flying there in the in a little ERJ one. I want to say it was a 135, a little ERJ 135 we flew in with Jet Go many years ago. Have I tried Pilot to ATC? I have not. I vaguely remember hearing something about it, but I'm not 100% familiar with that one.
Albury Tower Beechcraft, November Oscar Victor Alpha
I have had many of those issues, Gary Vash. I have had many of those issues.
November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Albury Tower. Fly left base runway 25. Altimeter tree 0.22, wind 0906 at tree. Fly left base runway 25 Beechcraft Alpha 24.
Alright, so coming in for runway 25. Alright, AP is off. So wind that power down a little bit. Move the mixture full rich. I'm going to do a little bit of a climb here. I want to get eyes on that runway shortly. Now, 6 nautical miles to go. Left traffic for 25. So we will cross midfield and then turn.
Beechcraft Alpha 24 cleared to land runway
Oh, it's
25.
cleared straight in.
Wind 0904 at tree.
Okay. So in that case, we
Cleared to
will
land runway 25 Beechcraft Alpha 24.
leg out, so we can then turn straight into a final. Yes, yeah, 25 is our the one we've been given. Where's my range? Alrighty. Yeah, do we have any? Let's have a look. I don't think we have any other checks, do we? No, just the same basic 3 checklist for this aircraft. Okay, I thought it might have a descent and final checklist, but it does not. That is okay. Alright. So we're going to go a little bit further out. Okay. Gear traveling. Landing lights on. Good. Remember the approach that we flew in was we flew over those over the lake there. A little bit off the nose.
500.
Ooh, the flaps are full, landing assured. bottomed out a little bit on that approach. That's what you... Stall warning right as we cross the threshold.
Beechcraft Outfit 24 exit runway when able.
Let me get my twin-engine ass off the runway here. Alright, aircraft cleaned up.
Beechcraft Alpha 24 turn next taxiway. Beechcraft Alpha 24 contact ground on 121.8. Going to 121.8 Beechcraft Alpha 24.
There we go. Following this very handsome diamond to our ramp. And once we're parked up, we'll pop the drone out and we'll do a circle around the airport here because it's so this by the way, folks, we're down here by now, for those, especially those who may not be local Australians, we're down by the New South Wales Victorian border. So the town of the twin cities of Albury-Wodonga straddle the New South Wales Victorian border. For me, it's a very important city for me, because I spent a lot of time there, or I've been there several times, when I made a big fundamental change in my life a few years ago, where I knew I needed to make some changes and choices and decisions in my life. And one of them was that I decided I needed to become healthier, I needed to start eating better, and I needed to start exercising, doing things like that. And one of the things that I did as part of that was I started doing Spartan racing. And the ultimate sort of Spartan event in Australia is the Spartan Trifecta weekend, which is held here in the town of Bright, just on the Victorian side of the border here, and this is the nearest major city to that. So it was a bit of a pilgrimage for me coming to this city every year to actually compete, because it's a grueling event. It's 3 events over the course of 2 days, and it is definitely not for the faint-hearted, that is for sure. Okay, so let's get our avionics buses off, alternators are off. Make sure we've got our pitot heats all turned off. Yep, they are. And oh wait, did I turn it off? Prop heats and off, and battery master is set to off. There we go. Excellent. So yeah, so this city is a very important city for me because, as I said, it's got that connection for me. It formed a very important part of my journey to change my life and actually take better control of my life again. And it's something, it's not easy. I'm not saying, please do not, I must think if I'm saying this is easy, it's not. And I still struggle with many things out of that part of my life to this day. But it's a beautiful part of the world. And when you do, for me at least, when you do, especially long events and big events like that, especially endurance events where you spend a lot of time by yourself, where you spend time stuck in your own head, you end up learning a lot about yourself, and usually things that you don't want to learn. you end up having very uncomfortable conversations with yourself. But if you can have those uncomfortable conversations with yourself and perhaps with others as well, you can get to a lot deeper understanding of yourself and of others. And I've generally find that you become a better human as well. But you know, I don't know. I'm just waffling shit now. But anyway, personal experiences. Anyway, let's have a look here. Let me catch up on here. So let him follow this is how. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That's interesting. That is interesting. So it means that it's something. So it's the way the SimConnect data is being transmitted across. If Plan G is also seeing the same thing, then so that is interesting. And also means that it should be a relatively easy fix then for the developers to actually then be able to simply say that if their inputs coming from MSFS, simply if they see 180 come out, then it's got to spit it out. They turn it around inside their program as 360. We get a PC worksheet with. Walkabout Creep. Oh, we wish you were flying through Walkabout Creep Gaming. Hopefully, you'll be able to join us on future streams. Is it as dead as it is in FSX? Well, I don't know. Well, this one here, I'll be honest, this is looking actually pretty good. Actually, like the terminal buildings, it's the right size. In the terminal building that I remember, did not have anywhere near as much glass. But the plan shape is pretty much right, and actually what's more important is that the ground markings are accurate. They are far more accurate than the ones that are shipped with the legacy sims. So I think they've done pretty good job. I want to say there's a helicopter base on the far end of the field as well, but as I said, it's been a few years since I've been there, but yeah, this is definitely looking more like the one that I remember that we just have things as well. Oh, landing rate monitors. Right, okay, so okay, you have to in-game. So we go nice with claps for creases. That is nice. We should look at that tool. Maybe we'll took it there. Skidify, that's okay. You didn't miss much. It's okay. Well, not the best ones. You can get it there in chat at the end of the talk. Oh, nice. I will have a look at that one. The Diamond is a absolutely beautiful aeroplane, both in real life and in the sim as well. It is an absolutely beautiful aeroplane, which is your take on. It definitely does look totally different from the one that we see in F6 and Prepare. That is right, Kiwi. Dillingham yesterday, the very long hangars are not there. Oh, that makes me sad because I love Dillingham. Because Dillingham was one of my favorite ones to fly to back in the old Microsoft Flight days. That was an absolute favorite of mine to go to. It really was. Okay. They have YDA on the water. Oh no! Oh wait, the YDA. Oh, where is YDA? I'm not sure. I can't remember that IKEA. Where's that one there? Yankee Delta Alpha Romeo. Having a look at my charts here on the side. I don't even have that listed in my database, so that's very much going to be in the water then. Alrighty guys, what we're going to do is I'm going to go grab a beverage refill and then we'll be back in a few minutes and we will do one more trip tonight. I think we will do a trip in Canada because I haven't flown enough in Canada. So we're going to go for a flight in Canada. So I'll leave you with the beautiful view of the beautiful Australian countryside at the moment and we'll be back in a few minutes. It's okay, you know. We'll work it out there, Rockview. We'll work it there. We'll back Canada. Well, it's funny actually. We're talking about Canada because I don't know for those who might have heard me talk about yesterday's stream. I actually got to see a Canadian Air Force C-17 yesterday, which was yesterday, yesterday and the day before. But we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, guys. So, guys, if you've been here since the beginning, make sure that you grab a drink as well. And we're going to take a few minutes here. I'm going to grab a refill of my coffee, and we'll be back, and we'll then go flying in Canada. So, we'll be back very, very shortly. See you guys soon. I'm just watching that bus and that car just Was that a collision? Anyway, all right, let's head out. Let's head back to our menu. And let's have a look now. We did have a request for a Canadian airport, so let's have a look at that one. So we had Vancouver. Let's go to life. I think Vancouver's still going to be in the dark. I think, unfortunately. I think Vancouver's over here on the west, and it's still going to be. Oh, what time is it there at the moment? Late, I think. Wait, hang on. That's not on. What time is it there? 5 o'clock in the morning. Might be starting to get light. We could do, what could we do? So for Auckland to LA right now, yeah, don't worry, Aladdin, I feel you, mate. I feel ya. There's, been quite a few flights that I have been meant to be on so far this year that I have not managed to get onto, so I definitely feel you. But that is why we have the wonders of Microsoft Flight Simulator here to be able to give us a taste of flying when we can't necessarily get there. I think. Should we go from? We should go from. You know what? You know what? Let's start from Orcas. Let's go from Orcas. So we'll do Orcas, and we'll go up to Vancouver. Do that. Sure flight, but let's do it in something a little bit more fun. Let's do it in the Icon. That's alright, Len, no worries. No, Rockview, no, we are not doing it in A320. I'm pretty sure an A320 would not take off from Orcas. I'm pretty sure. We are gonna put. I want to see. Let's go with a full tank of gas. So we'll go from Orcas. We'll go. We should totally do some sightseeing while we're up there. So let's add a couple of waypoints in along the way. Or we might just hand fly it and see where we end up. Let's do that. Because that aircraft trims out absolutely beautifully. So let's go. Bit of a fun, but it also means if we take the Icon, it means that we can always just land and park in the water and enjoy some sights and sounds. And I'm curious to see if we see what kind of boat traffic we see. Now the question becomes what time. So it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Now the question is it going to be light yet? I don't want to make us do it a night flight, so I feel like we need to maybe make time a little bit later. Actually, you know what? We should totally. It's on land and a flight. Oh, okay. Let me check my global clock. Time and date.com. Totally best site around there. Where are we going to? Vancouver. Vancouver, British Columbia. So it's 5:17 a.m. What time is sunrise? Sunrise is not for another hour, so yeah, okay, we're totally, yeah, okay, we're gonna need to change the time for that. So, let's make the time, let's make the time 6:45, which is just after sunrise. So let's do that. So we'll do, let me update the little commands here for everybody. So we're doing live weather, time is 06:45. Okay, and we're going to do cause to Charlie Yankee Victor Romeo. Okay, cruise speed will probably be around about, should be around about 100 knots, I think. Not even that, 85 knots. So let's do 80 knots. Let's make it 90 knots. And then the Icon A5. And we all know that everybody has the Icon A5 because the Icon A5, of course, is one of the default aircraft in the base edition. So that is all submitted. So anybody, as I said, anybody who's wanting to join in this flight tonight, all the details, if you type in !flight in the chat here, you'll be able to get all the details that you need. Alright, everything is shut down. Let's jump into this aircraft today. It would be a big different, yeah, well, it would be a big different. North end of Maria Island, Tassie. Ah, okay. Was that on the VA for MS Flights there? I can't remember. See, Rockview, that is absolutely right. See, this is the one of the things I love about the Icon. And being an amphibian and also a light sport, with the ballistic parachute means that it really doesn't matter what happens with if your flight, how it goes, because you can land on the water, you can land because of the fact it's a boat hull, you can land on the ground because you've got retractable undercarriage, and you've got a parachute, so that if you lose power, you just pull the parachute, and you can actually still float down. So that's why I think this aircraft is incredibly safe and it's able to fly for fly, so we should totally do that. Love me the Icon A5. I'd seriously love to own one. It's one of those things where I don't have a lot of regrets in life, but definitely not finding the ways to get the money together when they first went on sale would have, yeah, I kind of regret that, because the price that you could buy them for then, like, it's more than double the price now of what you used to be able to get it for, because I was going to get the full spec option with the trailer and all the rest of it, and it's like, nope. Now it's literally over double the price now to get the same aircraft. Okay, so I'm going to need to change my controls though. I am going to need to do that once I load in. So let me just quickly hit escape when I do that. Controls, because I need to change that from GA piston twin. To that one. That's the one we're going to need to do. Apply. There we go. Awesome, okay. Mixture forwards, unlock that one. Okay, throttle up. Okay, now let's see if I can remember this aircraft. So we're going to need to go battery on, beacon on, light strobes are on, alternator is set to on. Now fuel is set to on, fuel shut off, and
Kilo Oscar Romeo Sierra traffic icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 taking off runway 16 departure to the north.
taxi lights are on. Yeah, we're not going to worry about any taxiing for this one. We're just going to go straight off this departure. Okay. What is it? Runway 16. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Alright, push. Alright, my dudes and dudettes. Sorry, I am going to taxi through you. It really is. I think I really am impressed by the work that Orbix did for this airport. They definitely brought it to life far more than it is interesting. I remember when people were saying that, oh, you know, companies like Orbix and Scenery companies, they're all dead with the new sim, and it's like, and all of us knew that that was not necessarily going to be the case because, definitely, I mean, the world out of the box is far better than any of the other sims can offer. However, there still needs to be the little touches like this to come to life that you do still need to be able to give that little bit of extra life into the sim. Now that we've got one more coming to join us. Anybody else, as I said, anybody who is wanting to join us, you are more than welcome to tonight. We've got calm winds, so we'll actually change our departure runway to 34 today because that's where we're taxiing to.
Oscar Romeo Sierra traffic icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is taxiing to runway 34.
I just got this at Orbix Scenery. Excellent. So Rocky, so this particular airfield, so this is not handcraft, so this is the Orbix Scenery for this airport. So let me quickly, while we're waiting for the taxi here, let me quickly jump outside. We can do a quick drone view of the airport here. Look at that amazing sunrise there. How awesome is that? Hopefully that works. Okay. So yeah, this is the Orbix Scenery of Orcas Island Airport. So all done natively with the Microsoft SDK to make sure it is compliant. But so it's not a port over of their previous scenery. It is still a custom scenery. They do reuse some of the 3D model assets, but it is a new scenery, and it does have the undulating runway there. But it just has a few more features and brings it to life, like, you know, things like the actual Orcas barns and stuff like here, like the actual hangars, you know, of the actual that are actually there represented in the real airfield. So that's a kind of cool part of this one, to actually bring it to life. And they have updated to actually include some of the animated ground crew just sort of chilling. They're just chilling. They're just chilling. Anyway, that's just... I'm just mesmerized by the sun and the lights striking through that. I am absolutely mesmerized by that. That is so cool. I really hope these screenshots are working out that from the way that Mr. Wookie has suggested us to take them tonight. Loading it, yeah, that's good. Alright, guys. So I think we've got one more I see there. It's just spawned there, so it gives us a chance to do a bit more exploring. Also, this one is prepared, ready for when rotary winged cousins, when their aircraft of choice gets loaded into the sim, because we have a... If I can get the camera drone to fly there fast enough. They have a fully kitted out helipad. Complete with an EMT standing by to help some poor unfortunate soul coming out of said helicopter. So looking forward to the day when helicopter cousins are able to make use of this helipad, which would be awesome. All of our wallets are going to struggle over the next few months and years, I do believe, Rockview. There's actually correct there. Yeah, there's no heliport filter on the map as yet, because as we've sort of learnt in a few of these streams, that they are sort of starting to be put in, but they're not necessarily 100% added in yet, because at the moment the sim doesn't officially support them. Alright guys, let's head off on start for the night. Throttles up. She definitely feels so much more sluggish. This is the first time I've ever flown her at like max takeoff weight. She definitely feels a lot more sluggish getting that, that Rotax definitely takes a little bit longer for the power to kick in on that Rotax with all that extra weight. Gear up. That is just absolutely mesmerizing. Like just the way it's shining off the wing as well. The way it was like the wing, the leading edge of the wing was catching that was just absolutely mesmerizing. Yeah, so the filter's there, so they haven't coded it for it yet. But as I said, it's a great sign that we're seeing all these signs coming through that the sim is very much not only they are developers of their word. Is I think what the great thing is going to be about this is that we're seeing more and more of the Microsoft and Asobo commitment to our communities to be able to give us the flight simulation experience that we're all desiring. It's like, are there some bugs out of the gate? Absolutely, there are some bugs out of the gate. But it's and we've told you, and we talk about this here fairly continuously, guys. And I'm always going to keep harping on about it because I want to make sure that together that you and us and you and myself and everybody that joins us here on this journey, that we are doing the best that we can to make sure that we do the best we can for each other and for our community, because it's only through those positive interactions with developers and each other that we are actually going to get the sim that we want. Because yeah, and sort of circling back to your point just then before, Rockview, is that not everybody can afford to be able to fork out endless amounts of money for content. And I think that we need to make sure, we need to hold developers to account and make sure they give the base is still fundamentally a good sim as well. And then third parties can give more specialist content as well. So and let's take that scenery for example. I absolutely love the Orcas Island scenery. I have always loved it. I think that and Friday Harbour I think are my two favourite sceneries from Orbix. But the one out of the box in the sim is perfectly fine. It is perfectly valid. It's perfectly usable. It ticks all the boxes of going, are the buildings in the right positions? Is it a usable field? Absolutely. So does this enhance my experience? Absolutely. So as I said, we need to make sure that we're holding the devs to account that the initial out of the box is good, and then allow our third parties to build on that from there. So, that's why we need to hold them account. So while as soon as this stream is over, I'll be lodging a ticket about the Baron. Sorry, about the Baron, saying, guys, come on, like the G1000 missing the altitude selector, like what the hell? A couple of little knobs like that is kind of like, that's just a little off, guys, considering that you're modeling the G1000 unit here. Like you literally copy pasted it from the other airframes, and you missed that one. But we make sure that we do these, we highlight those issues in polite and respectable ways, so that we are going to get the buy-in. Because if we piss off the developers and we make them angry, or we don't invest in we don't show them that we are also invested in the product as well, then they will leave us and we will be left high and dry. So we've always, for many years, the greater flight simulation community has hoped and been asking for someone with very deep pockets to come along and help us out. We've got that now, so we have to be careful what we've wished for, and we have to make sure that we make the most of it pilots here. I've forgotten how much I love this aeroplane. Yeah, the AP, there is no AP on this aircraft. This is the AP for this is you trim it out. She's just so docile. I love this airplane so much for that. She's just such a docile airplane. It is absolutely amazing. How absolutely stunning is that? There's many parts of the world that I have been to, but I definitely have not spent enough time in the Pacific Northwest.
Victoria approach icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is type icon 8510 miles southeast of 1 Romeo Lima. Request flight following. Icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Victoria approach. Squawk 0012. Squawk 0012 icon Alpha 24. Icon Alpha 24 radar contact 90 miles southeast of 1 Romeo Lima 600 feet. Altimeter 29.902. Copy icon Alpha 24.
I know, Thunderbolt. Yep. It is an incredible view, isn't it, Scotty? Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Thunderbolt. Yeah, sorry. Trim it out. There you go. I didn't think that the synthetic vision was actually operational in that one. That is cool. So you can actually switch between the two. That's awesome. Thank you. Yes. All of the Kitsune. I'm gonna trim that down a little bit. Zoom that map out a little bit, 'cause I think, yeah. So we've got a little bit of a peninsula along there. We're hover we'll skirt on the inside of this peninsula and sort of follow the coast around a little bit. So we're going to go a little bit lower. Trim out that speed a little bit. Yes, it can. Funny. So the takeoff, to be honest, the actual takeoff run of the Icon in real life is actually incredibly small, even for an SLA, and especially for an SLA amphibian. It's incredibly small, actually. I want to say it's only 600 meters or 650 meters is all the takeoff run that it needs, including off a water runway. You see, the Hello Kitty is I must admit, Hello Kitty is one that I'm not a huge fan of. Now an Ari shirt, different story. An Ari shirt, that'd be a very different story. Or a Volpera out of WoW, that would be a very different story there. Out of there, Thunderbolt. A little water tap. Sure.
Vancouver approach icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 600 feet.
Control speed C.
Icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Vancouver approach continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Let's do a bit of skimming of the water by this town just here, shall we? A little bit more for just for fun. We could do a bit of porpoising along here. Careful, will they? Careful if you get the if you kick the rudders too much while you're porpoising, you may end up tipping the aircraft over, and you'll actually crack a wing. I'm just going to chill up here. Goal! Oh, okay. Hold up. Okay. New random side challenge that just popped into my head. Let's see how good the water masking is, shall we? So we did this a little bit when we had the developer with developer night with Orbix and Orcas Island. Let's see if we can taxi our icon into that little harbour, shall we? Alright, so I'm going to have to turn around because I want to at least get most of my landing done towards that one. Alright. Mate, hello, welcome to the stream. Great to see you. Hope you are doing well. gotta get my water rudder down very shortly. Don't mind me, just passing by. So I have tried that, but I have never been able to successfully make the amphibious transition like we're supposed to be able to. I've never successfully been able to transition, but you know what? Let's give it a try again for tonight. Water rudder, turn! Water rudder, turn! Alright, now theoretically though, you're right, because theoretically I should be able to approach the land, and I should be able to extend my landing gear, and should be able to taxi up onto the ground. But I know I've had issues with doing that in the past. Okay, you need to find an actual beach or boat ramp location. Okay, so that's to do with the masking, right, okay. Oh, hello! Bye! I do really appreciate how that phasing works. I genuinely do. Okay. Do we think they've masked one of these as boat ramps? Probably not. Yeah, none of that looks... Oh, that one could be... That one could be a beach over there. Okay. Jesus, very, very true. Let's do that. You make a good point, so we can imagine that we're sort of just popping up here and just throwing the drone out. So you can see that that's where the photo reel where there is actually boat ramps and boat harbours. But the question is there an actual ramp somewhere? Look at all these icons here. This is so awesome having all these icons here. Okay. Oh, this is looking promising. Would we say that would be a boat ramp? Because I don't think we're going to find a beach here in... Yeah, you would? Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking we're going to try that as boat ramp because... Otherwise, that'll be the beach. Because I've tried a beach before and it didn't go so well. So let's try that as a boat ramp. Oh, we have a volunteer. We believe in you. Pop the gear. Make sure you got your gear out. You can do it. And there it is, right at the edge there. Okay. Alright, good to know. Okay, so apparently boat ramp does not work. Right shift P should be able to help you with that one. Make sure you got your water rudder retracted before you try and extend the gear. Alright, so the only thing I can think of then is that we try the beach over there. Let's try that. Now the question is that which beach do we try? Do we try the western beach or the eastern beach? So there is an interlock in the actual aircraft. If you have the water rudder extended, you can't extend the gear. So you have to retract the water rudder before you can extend the landing gear. So I'm assuming they've modeled that in the aircraft. Okay, so let's assume This is a beach. Hopefully it's been tagged as such in the geospatial data. Let's see if we can land on that one. Alright, let's give that a try. So let's reset. Go back inside. Auto rudder is extended. Bogged in the sand. No! Yeah, so as I said, like I know that from the real aircraft is that there is an interlock in it, and I believe because the crew actually, so somebody in the Microsoft team actually owns an Icon A5, and they made it available to the team to actually be able to use. So actually, this is one of the aircraft where they genuinely spent a lot of time actually flying in. You can get out your gears, cheap by using wires. We try very hard not to cheat here where we can. Went underground as you came out. Oh, oof. Yeah, no taxi out of the water for Atlanta water, yeah. Because that was always one of the classic fun things we used to do in flight, was we'd sort of land on the water and then we'd all taxi, we'd all sort of beach ourselves and taxi up onto the ground, up onto the beaches in Hawaii. It was always a lot of fun. So the nav system is very much a simplified version of the one that ships with the actual aircraft. That is correct. The AOI indicator, I thought the AOI indicator was working as according to the specs. I do believe though. All right. So this will be the, as I said, we'll follow Dred's advice. So we'll go out and we'll go out of the little harbour here, and we'll come back in for oh, that's different. Somehow the icon got subbed by my system as a random generic. In flight, but not yet in. Okay, all right, yeah, no worries. I said it was my go-to, because as soon as I knew that the icon was going to be in this sim, I was like, yep, I am back. I love the icon so much. I cannot wait to bring my. So I have a series of fictional liveries that I produced for the old Microsoft Flight, focused around the icon, and I cannot wait to bring them, because funnily enough, they were the ones that I had actually toyed with when I had toyed with the idea of actually buying this aircraft, because there was options. You could actually get the options there. Oh, you're seeing as the black icon. It's a livery, right? Okay, that's why it's subbing over, right? Okay, that's fine. All right. That is interesting though, the fact that even though it's only a livery different and not a airframe difference, it's subbing you as a different airframe, which is interesting in terms of the way that, again, the substitution management is being done. That is kind of interesting. Alright, let's have a look. Okay. Let's get our run lined up. We're going to go in between these couple of houses over here. Water rudder is retracted. landing gear down. Okay. Now, in theory, this should work. Nope. No! That makes me so sad. That makes me sad. That makes me... Okay, need more speed. Okay, alright. Fair enough. Alright, let's... Oh, wait. Is that going to work for me? Nope. Okay, I was hoping I could do the pushback, but nope. Doesn't keep it once you're in the water. Ah, okay, so that is a challenge then. Well, that makes me sad. That makes me a little bit sad. Okay, gear up. That does make me a little bit sad. I hope that gets fixed then. As I said, it's one of those things, it's not technically a... It's not a flight simming part of the issue, but it is something that I really hope they do get fixed. This is going to be awkward now. I do believe I may be wedged on this beach here. Oh, I'm caught on the edge of the line, I think. Alright. When in doubt. Slew mode did not work for me. Slew mode did not work for me at all. Okay, let me join that back in. That was slew mode and I are not friends. We are not friends. Even as a developer developing scenarios for training, slew mode and I are not friends in any way, shape or form. Alright, let's make that a little bit later in the day now because we have been flying for a bit. So let's where are we going? We're going to Vancouver, weren't we? So the arrival, there we go. Cool. And we'll do live weather. Live time. Alright, let me spawn back in for everybody there, guys. Slew mode up first. I think that would have been a really good idea. I think probably slewing up rather than forward first probably would have been a better idea. You're absolutely right. I think I double tapped the Y too quickly, so it dropped me in as the gear was still extending, and then was like, oh no, you've hit a water wall, which with the gear extended, which means that I've then busted the gear, which then threw it as a crash. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened there.
Romeo Lima, traffic icon, November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 taking off runway 16 north departure.
Go. Okay. And lighting, everything is on. rejoin you all in the skies over there. Random side fact for everybody that may not be aware of it is that the interior of the Icon A5 is designed by the same guy that designed the interior of Porsche cars. I just love seeing all these lights of everybody just soaring above here. It always makes me genuinely so happy to see so many people being able to share this thrill of flying and this thrill of discovery. Like, we're finding stuff out together about this new sim. It always makes me so happy to see everybody here and like enjoying it and having fun with this. So again, as always, guys, thank you so much for joining me here. Like, it's always so exciting and so amazing to see so many people just enjoying the thrill of flying here. It's great. Thank you.
Vancouver approach icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is type icon A51 miles east of 1 Romeo Lima. Request flight following. Icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 Vancouver
All right.
approach.
We can't be this high. We're not being very Australian by being this high. We need to get far lower. We need to get far lower. Particularly because most of the rest of our flight today will head along coastline here.
Radar contact 1 mile north of 1 Romeo Lima 600 feet. Altimeter 29.92. Copy icon Alpha 24.
Flight spin. Sorry, so I just trying to read your question there, Loriath. So, FS Economy and On Air. So, the other ones are Air Hauler, Air Hauler 2. It's another franchise. FS Passengers is another one. If you're talking about the general flight simulation community about doing like those kind of economy program ones, there's also another one called Sky Park, which hasn't actually been released yet. It's one being developed by Orbix and somebody else. That's the other one. That is, if you're talking about sort of companies that sort of give you reasons to go flying and stuff like that. So yeah, On Air Company is the only one I believe that is 100% compliant with Microsoft Flight Sim. Sky Park will be as well when that's released, from what I understand. FS Economy is it's a sort of a hack-in at the moment. I don't think it's actually using the MSFS database at the moment. I'm happy to be corrected by the collective though, by the rest of the crew here. Yeah, Parallel 42. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I knew Orbix had something to do with it though, but Parallel 42 took over most of the development of it.
Vancouver Tower icon November Oscar Victor Alpha 24 is 11 miles south with Yankee to land.
Was never used anything but FS9's database.
Victor Alpha 24 Vancouver Tower. Make left traffic runway 8 right. Altimeter 29.9 to wing 207 at 5.
Yeah, FS9, yeah, because FS9.
Left traffic runway 8 right.
It's so true though. It's so true. Yeah, and FS Passengers is not being. Unfortunately, I think you are correct there, Dread. Because I know I did say on stream a couple streams ago that I thought I'd seen it working somewhere else. I think it was like a community sort of like hack around to get it in there, and apparently that's not necessarily sustainable. Because I remember there was, it was supposed to be made to prepared, but it never really ended up actually going in officially. Oh, random. Sorry, crew. Squirrel. We're gonna go out this way for a second. What is this? Squirrel. Oh, careful! I don't overstress the aircraft with that turn. Because that's looking like the photo reel there is looking an awful lot like a lot of I'm sort of Vash. I'm sort of thinking of truck sims here. I'm sort of thinking that they look like a lot like either a lot of trucks or a lot of train traffic. I'm wondering if this is a terminal of some description. Because they very much look like train tracks to me. Complete with a bridge coming through there as well. Max flap extension of a P40 Warhawk. I know what you're doing, Mr. Wookie. Found it out of the way airport. Nice. Oh no! Trains! So... Oh, I wonder if that's coal. I bet that's a coal and I bet that's a coal and a freight terminal. I bet that's what that is, because that right there, I can almost guarantee that will be coal. So this would be where all the coal ships would come in, and so if there's coal mining around the area, that'll be the piles of coal that would be deposited there ready for the ships to come by and pick it up. And then you've also got a, yep, there's the container ships there as well. So it's container port complete with the cranes. Wookie, yeah, I'm not sure what I think. From other P40s, I think it's about 20. I want to say it's. I know it's 2 notches, but what that equals in degrees, no idea. We're a couple of miles south of Vancouver International at the moment. There, Loriath. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we are at Pacific Northwest. We started at Orcas Island. Then we had some shenanigans as we crossed to the Canadian airspace, or as we left American airspace, and now we're heading into Canadian airspace. I just wanted to have. I just randomly saw what looked like a train, sort of from the satellite imagery there, or the train cars there. I was like, we need to go check out what that is. So we did. You know, it's funny. I always had planned for my series, for a series to do on YouTube, would be to plan to travel throughout Pacific Northwest in a series and publish it on YouTube. And I never got round to finishing it off. I'd partnershipped with a couple of developers to sort of do that, and then I never got round to finishing it. Just when I was going to get started with it, a few things happened where I had to take my focus away from the channel for a while. And then I debated about, do I do it in the ESP platforms or do I do it in X-Plane? And now I think I've decided that I'm definitely going to do it in this sim. I think it's going to be absolutely amazing to do it in this sim. But I don't know whether to do it now, like while the sim is still starting out, or whether we do it in maybe, you know, a few months as we start to see more of the Pacific Northwest airports be ported over but it's sort of, you know, migrated over and rebuilt for the new platform as opposed to for the legacy platforms. I have to say, 2D buildings do look a little bit funny for sometimes they do. They do there. I don't know, dude. Can I bribe our Canadian friends with wait, do y'all call them pancakes or flapjacks up in Canada? I don't know. Because flapjacks, I'm pretty sure is, I don't know, is flapjacks an American term or is it a Canadian term? I'm not sure. That's alright. I have to admit that I was very surprised at how good Tim Hortons coffee was when I was up in the Sioux. I was surprised. I was not expecting good things out of Tim Hortons coffee, but in the end, it was actually surprisingly good. Pancakes, okay. Tim Hortons, Tim. Okay, all right. So, legitimate question. 1 second here. What, what the hell is a Timbit? Like, legitimate question. What the hell is a Timbit? I have no idea. Like, as I said, the Tim Hortons coffee, I was surprised at how good it was. I was not expecting good coffee to come out of that place, but I was very impressed by it when I went through there a few times. Timbits are donut holes. Oh, right, okay, right, because Tim Hortons is all about coffee and donuts, so that makes sense. Right, okay, thank you. Thanks, Vash. That's awesome. I remember having a breakfast at Tim Hortons. I was in. We crossed over from the Sioux over to Canada, the Canadian side of the Sioux, to go watch the sunrise out by one of the lakes, just further north from Lake Superior. And we stopped for a sort of like a first breakfast at Tim Hortons just across the border. It was coffee and a hash brown, because they didn't have any gluten-free buns. Okay, so let's. What do we had 08 right. We were assigned, weren't we? Okay, we were assigned 08 right. Okay, so we're gonna go this way. Surely they must have a water strip. I wonder if they do. Do they have a water? Actually, no, they don't. They only have 8 left, 8 right. Okay, well, I guess we're going 8 right then. You didn't know Freeze either. Yay! Okay. As I said, I don't feel so bad now. Is the crosswind runway closed here at Vancouver? Because they used to that. I thought that crosswind runway was open. If you're talking, Timbits is the hockey league for. Oh, okay. That's. Thank you so much, whomever is on my wing. Thank you. Hi, that is awesome. As I said, I just love the fact that we get to share these together. This is so much fun. Thank you.
Icon Alpha 2 for clear to land runway 8 right. Wind 207 at 5.
7 at 5. Alright, there we go. Okay, so that's the small one. 45 degrees of max flap. There you go. No worries. Thank you very much for us letting us know there. Alright, landing check. Okay, landing lights are on. Throttle coming back. Extend out. Get below 70 knots. Traveling. +1. That's an awful lot of runway for our little sports light aircraft here. a little low on the slope. I can already tell that just by... Well, I didn't even need to look at the pappies for that. I could tell by the angle of the runway and how it appears out of the forward view here. It is a little weird flying this aircraft with a yoke rather than a stick. That is for sure. I'll hold it off.
Icon Alpha 24 exit runway when able.
Got a little bit of a taxi here. Let's park ourselves by one of the. We'll use a gate, shall we? Normally reserved for the big boys. We'll use one of the gates.
Icon Alpha 24 turn next taxiway.
Oh no! Just crashes just off the funny. No, that's devastating. Oh no, Trey, that's terrible.
Icon Alpha 24 contact ground on 121.7. 121.7 for Icon Alpha 24.
Okay. Yeah, there is. Okay, also 2620, right? Okay. Alright, let's make our home. I think see a few of our fellow icons texting up here. I like the sound of that. Let's set up there as well. Alright, let's have. Alright, guys, I will catch up on chat very, very shortly once we've parked up here. Gently come in there. There we go. Alright, so go. Parking brake is on. Alright. Landing lights off. Nav lights, strobe lights off. Beacon still on. And throttle clear. Fuel set to off. Open up. Close fuel shut-off valve, mixture close, and avionics buses are off, alternator off, bacon off, battery master is set to off. There we go, and we are done. There we go. Alright, let me catch up here on the chat in a moment, guys. Look how amazing that looks. Thank you so much, everyone, once again, for joining me on this awesome community night. Thank you very much for filling in for me. As I said, it was a rough day today. Things have not gone well. Things haven't not gone to plan. Obviously, and things that technologically have been very challenging for my on the stream as well tonight. So thank you very much for just being amazing humans and being amazing parts. And this is what I always talk about. As I always talk about how we have to embody what we want to see our community to become, that we want to make sure that we are welcoming, inviting, and we're supportive of each other. And I have to thank you, everybody who's here tonight, whether you flew or not, for being supportive of each other, helping each other out with the questions here and answers. It's great. It really is. It makes me so happy to see that, and it makes me so inspired to see that every time we get together. It is great to see that. I'm so grateful and so thankful for that. So thank you. Let me catch up on just here. So okay, so Timmins is also the what do the Americans call it? Little League. They call it, don't they? When the kids are south of the border. So Wookie got his answer. Excellent. F-18 Hornet incoming. Well, sadly, okay, so I won't get on the high horse that I got on the other night about that, but yeah, that Hornet I will not be installing because that has not been brought into the sim with the original developer's permission, and I will not be installing it for that reason. Along with the C-47 that's currently out there, that was brought into the sim without the developer's permission. So that is ineffective, same with the P-51, so effectively they stolen work, so I will not be putting that into my sim. It is an incredible sunrise, isn't it, L'Oreal? It is absolutely there, and it's terrible that you got the crash the desktop there. No! Yeah, unfortunately, I've only had one CTD, two CTD, sorry, and one of which was on stream. There you go. I see somebody was asking for a P-47 there. That's interesting that that you're reporting the crash deaths are coming from is with a community livery. That's really interesting. Make sure you feed that back to whoever the livery developer is, because that's going to be interesting information for those of us who do make liveries, because it goes into how the liveries call the aircraft files and how we inject the livery into the system. As I said, it's something that we've been working through at the moment to try and resolve. And hopefully, as I said, I'm starting to. This weekend is going to be my. Hopefully getting around to this weekend, starting to work on that for myself, for you guys, to give you some hopefully some new color schemes to fly with. You can park like in this single linear spot. Yeah, pretty much. Rofi, I'm glad you enjoyed the flight. That is awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. It always a challenge to stay information. Absolutely, it's part of the that's why we always love going to air shows, isn't it? To see all that precision flying, that level of precision flying. Senior Rice 82, hello, welcome to the stream. Good to see you there. 525 knots. Senior Rice 82, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the crew. Great to have you on board. No worries. I thought, well, that's cool. If you're a fan of the, as I said, yeah, that was the other thing is that, yeah, the C-47. There is an official one coming out, so keep an eye out for that when it is blessed and able to come in. With those figures, not chuckle. Hey, look, I aim to be an entertainer. You know, I hope that I'm at least somewhat entertaining. And yes, I have this is, as I said, Novawing 24 streams now with extra kitsune. You know, I said, I'm not gonna lie though. There is a livery that I'm going to get. That I'm going to have to collaborate with somebody who does anime, because I can't draw anime. I can make textures for aeroplanes and ships and buildings, no problems at all. But I cannot draw anime to save my life, and I need to work with somebody who can do that, because the art style to get a couple of characters that I want to get done. So I may have to work with Trip or some other people. We'll see that at some point. Review Adelaide Discord. Thank you very much for everybody who, by the way, who does, who may want to do it. Make sure that you do if you want to continue flying, or if you're ever looking for somebody to fly with. Please join the rest of our crew over at our community Discord. I've just popped the link in the chat there. Make sure you join us if you so desire, because it's great to have you guys on board and catching up with there. I suppose your local beach and boat ramp does work for the icon. That is good to see. I'll have to get with you offline, Oz, and maybe we'll do a video to show it working. Actually, that would be really cool. Delivery dev kit is very rough. That is absolutely correct. As I said, that's one of the things that I've been waiting on. There has been an update to the SDK. I want to have a look at it because I want to make sure that when I get it, when I release products for you guys, I want to make sure that they are in what I deem a sufficient state. Like I want to make sure that I'm giving you the best quality that I can, and not just because I don't want to be first, which is one of the reasons why you haven't seen me deliver anything yet. Myself and a couple of other texture artists, we've held back because we want to make sure that we're delivering the best product that we can to the community, not the first. I'm not saying anything wrong with the stuff that's out there. Some of the stuff that's out there is absolutely fantastic. It looks great. But glitches like that we're seeing and like hearing about, like I said, like that's really interesting, Larry, that we heard tonight that you're only having issues with a community livery. That's really interesting to know, and really important that the developer community gets to know that. Because between us and Asobo and Microsoft, we have to work through and find out what's causing that, so we can make sure that we can continue to deliver the community, you guys in the community, the best possible experience. So again, thanks very much for helping us out with that as well. Edutainment, that's what it is. Alright guys, so that is pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I think I'm just about ready to wrap up for tonight, I think. I will probably be lurking around, because there's a few other things that I want to do around at the moment, but let's have a look. Who's around at the moment? I know who we're going to do. We're going to go chat to another good friend of this one. Send the request to Jetway, deny the request. That is awesome that it actually let you request it. I'm so happy that it did that. And then said, yeah, you know what? On second thoughts, no, because you are not the right aircraft. So there you go. All right, guys. Thank you so much once again for joining us. It's been absolutely amazing, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to head over and show the love to London Controller, who is a awesome, more into his tubies, but he does do business and stuff like that as well. So make sure we go show him the community love there. Thank you so much once again, guys, for tuning in. Take care. Safe skies to all. To all the fathers out there in the Southern Hemisphere, happy Father's Day for you guys tomorrow. Otherwise, in the meantime, folks, take care. Safe skies to all. Stay tuned to the socials. Look after yourself. Be good humans. And we'll see you on the next stream. Bye for now.